Judge Mablean will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Maria Dawson is suing restaurant owner Barney Rink in the amount of $831.08. She says the defendant's staff physically threw her out of his restaurant, and she sustained injuries as a result.
The matter of Maria Dawson versus Barney Rink, suing because you were physically removed from a restaurant for $831.08. The emotional distress caused you. What's going on, Ms. Dawson?
I'm here, I'm suing because I was physically thrown out of a diner, and I had permission to be there, and the night manager grabbed me and threw me out, and I'm suing for emotional and physical damages.
All right, so tell me, let's go back. Why were you in the diner?
My fiance broke up with me that day, the first day, I guess, and
you guess?
It was the first day.
Okay.
I was in there for a total of 3 days. And we had plans to get married. We had tried to have a baby together, and I saw no signs of him being unhappy, but he was there one morning, and I came home from work, and there was just a note there, and I was just in shock, and I sort of wandered over to this diner in a daze, I guess.
So is the diner in your neighborhood?
Yes, it was right in my neighborhood.
Okay. The second day, what happened? How did you end up staying the entire day?
Okay. Well, I just sort of zoned out.
So you stayed overnight?
Yeah, I was there overnight, and it's open 24 hours. I wasn't bothering anybody. The owner gave me permission to be there.
So why were you afraid to go back to your apartment or your home or whatever?
I didn't want to go back to my apartment. It was the place where I built my life with my fiance Philip, and he was gone suddenly, and I just couldn't cope.
Okay, so you're the owner?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
You have a customer in your diner? You're
Yes.
familiar with her? Have you known her as a customer?
Yes, I had seen her in the diner before, and I am there during the days. I'm the owner and founder of Barney's Diner. I was there during the day. I'm always there during the day, actually, to make sure things are going smoothly and the customers are happy, and that's how I built my business. And I saw Maria over in the booth, and one of the workers told me that she had been there all night. She hadn't slept.
So this was the first night that she had stayed over?
That was the first night, yes. And she had ordered food and paid for it. So I felt that, I'd give her a chance and let her stay. She wasn't bothering anyone. So, and she was paying for her food. And later in the day, I went over and talked to her. She said that she had been abandoned by her fiance. She was very distraught. She started crying, and I tried to soothe her and tell her everything was going to be okay and that she could stay till she got herself together.
Did you tell any of your employees that?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No.
Did you see her again?
She ended up staying 2 more days after that. Okay. So I mean, it was ridiculous.
But you said stay until you get yourself together.
That's true. That's true. But who would ever imagine someone's going to come into a restaurant and spend 3 days there?
All right. So obviously we have a problem, and I guess Mr. Eden over here, your witness, is the employee who threw her out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Step forward, Mr. Eden. Now let me hear your side. What happened?
Well, I'm the night manager with the Barney's Diner, and I saw her there the first night. I said, okay, some people have problems, so we'll let her go for the first night, and didn't really think much of it. Then I came back the second night. She was still there, so I was already annoyed because she's sitting there at a catatonic state, staring at a wall, you know, blank-faced, and obviously she had some mental
I
problems.
wasn't
And
bothering anybody.
Just be quiet. Let him tell me.
so,
And so you thought she had mental problems?
I thought she had mental problems.
Police or whatever facility or entity handles people with mental problems in your community.
Well, we don't normally call the police, Your Honor, unless there's like a physical altercation or it seems like there's going to be some violence where we're not really going to, you know, have a
Okay. Is
problem.
there a mental health department in your community?
Not that I know of, because I don't deal with mental health patients all the
All
time.
right. So when you saw her on the second night, you were annoyed?
I was annoyed because she was there, like I said, in a catatonic state, not bathing, just sitting there. Then she was still there the third night.
Okay,
and
now
that's-
on this, you work the night shift.
Yes.
So when Mr. Rink comes during the day, do you ever get to see him?
Yeah, we change shifts, and that's when I see Mr. Rink.
Okay,
and
so
tell him
did
what's
you
going
tell
on.
Mr. Rink on the second night, which the third day, that morning when Mr. Rink showed up,
Absolutely.
did you say to him, she was here all night last night?
Absolutely.
And when you
I
said
thought-
that to Mr. Rink, what was your response?
Your Honor, I thought she had gone home. I did not. I found out about the debacle,
The removal.
the debacle of Maria. I found out through one of the workers, and they told me that Mike had a problem. Now Mike is a very patient guy. All right.
No, but
When
hold on a second. But I'm trying to establish a timetable. He said the second night she was there. He saw you the third morning and mentioned to you that she had stayed overnight. My question is, at that point, did you say to him, leave her alone? She can stay until she gets herself together?
No.
Okay.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
When they forced me out there, I fell down on the sidewalk. Yes.
In front of the facility.
Yes.
And you didn't see a fall.
No, Your Honor.
And later,
He let some more patrons in, and they pushed me out the way and trampled all over me, about 10 of them.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Maria Dawson, who is suing Barney Rink for personal injury and emotional distress.
So now it's the third night.
Exactly.
And you're not there, of course, Mr. Rink. It's just Mike. And you get back and she's there again the third night.
She's there again the third night.
And what did you do then?
Well, I went up to her and said, "Madam, you have to leave. There's, you know, no sense in you being here. This, like I said, it's not a hotel. It's a diner. People are starting to complain about your odor." So I ended up speaking to the Jimmy. He's one of our security guys, and we ended up coming over to her booth and escorting her out of the diner. And after we left her on the street, she was fine.
Okay, now when you escorted her out of the diner, and you put that in such nice terms, escorted her out of the diner, I'm sure it wasn't an escort. How did you get her out of the diner? Because I'm sure she didn't go willingly.
Jimmy grabbed her by one arm, and I grabbed her by the other. And like I said, we kindly just escorted her out into the sidewalk.
So you kind of lifted her up and helped her walk out.
Right, but there wasn't any physicality where she was going to be hurt and injured, where she needs to have
So did you see her fall or
No,
sprain
she
her
was
ankle
fine.
of any
She's
kind?
absolutely fine when we left.
So you took her out of the diner, the two of you, and at that point, is your testimony, she was standing up
Yes, Your Honor.
and walking on 2 feet
Yes, Your Honor.
with your
Correct.
help to walk out.
Correct.
Now, how did you hurt yourself?
They practically threw me down on the ground. I strained
Well, I
my
can't hear
ankle.
practically threw me down, because here is his statement, and you heard it. Jimmy grabbed one arm, I grabbed the other.
Yes,
we
and they yanked
escorted
me
her
up out of the
out
booth.
of the restaurant, and you were standing and moving both feet. Tell me, you've got to demonstrate to me, because I'm trying to figure out how you fell or how you sprained your ankle.
They grabbed me by the arms and yanked me up out of the booth and forced me out the door, and I fell and strained my ankle.
You
when
fell
when they forced me out there. I fell down on the sidewalk. Yes.
in front of the facility,
Yes.
and you didn't see a fall.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you see that? How did you get to the hospital?
An ambulance.
An ambulance was called?
Yes.
On a 911 call.
Yes, I called 911.
And the ambulance came.
Yes, it did.
Did you see an ambulance?
No, Your Honor.
No.
Let me see the bill. Do you have an ambulance bill too?
They didn't send me a bill.
You had to have a cast?
Yes, Your Honor, I had to have a cast.
But I need an ambulance bill, because now the story is getting really, really, really preposterous. And I can believe that you were asked to leave, and I can believe that you were escorted out. But I can't quite fathom and see the sprained ankle. That's a big man right there. And I don't know what size the other gentleman was, but it seems to me that he really could put his arms around your waist and kind of lift you up and take you out. So I just don't see how you ended up with us falling on the ground and a sprained ankle and an emergency vehicle coming to the place and no one saw it but you. But you don't have proof to me of the emergency vehicle. There's a step missing here. There's a step missing. And because there's a step missing, I can't order him to pay the emergency bill because I can't, and particularly given the fact that you were in a state of mind that I'm not so sure you recall all of the circumstances and exactly what went down. And because you have not proved your case to me by a preponderance of the evidence, because you got a missing link, I really need that ambulance bill, because not only would it tell me that you left in an ambulance, it would tell me from where the ambulance picked you up. And clearly then, I have evidence that you were picked up from right in front of Barney's or even maybe 2 doors over. But I have nothing to say that. All right? So I'm going to do judgment for the defendant.
May I say something?
No.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
Maria, I'm sorry and I wish you the best.
Well, I don't know about that because I'm stuck with this emergency bill.
Coming up.
He let some more patrons in, and they pushed me out the way and trampled all over me, about 10 of them.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Christine Carroll is suing restaurant owner Bob Hill in the amount of $960. She says she was trampled by drunken customers while dining at the defendant's establishment.
In the matter of Christine Carroll versus Bob Hill, suing for $960 because you were trampled by patrons in a buffet line?
Yes.
That's interesting. What happened?
Okay, my girlfriend and I, we both went to this buffet. Bob's Buffet is known for the good food. And I had to wait forever to get the chicken. And when I came to the buffet line, he let some more patrons in, and they were apparently drunk because I smelled alcohol all over their breath. And they pushed me out the way and trampled all over me, about 10 of them. So he helped me up. And when I got up, I felt a little pain in my back.
You're referring to the defendant?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Hill.
Mm-hmm. And he helped you up, and
Yes.
then what happened?
So after I got up, I felt a little pain in my back. But it wasn't really like, you know, a bad pain, but it hurt, but it wasn't a bad pain. I felt later on that night that the pain had got worse. So the next day, I could barely walk. And I had to go and seek a chiropractor. He said that I had damage to my disc because of what happened.
Let me hear your side, Mr. Hill.
Yeah. Miss Carroll, she's a nice person. We go to the same church, but be honest with you, she's just being greedy.
Being greedy for $960? That's not a lot of greed to me.
No, you know, we attend the same church, and basically, when we have functions, she just piles her plate up with food. And actually,
She and almost everybody else there, so what else is new?
well, the difference is we have my buffet is we have allotted time for our patrons to be there, and actually, she went well over the allotted time.
What's the allotted time?
Oh, and within an hour.
And she overstayed her time.
She definitely did.
And why do you allot the time 1 hour only?
Well, because we're so small and we need to accommodate for other patrons.
Oh, and you have a lot of business.
We do pretty good, yeah.
Okay. So on this day in question, what happened?
Well, her and her friend came. It was just like any other day, like she said. And, yeah, we were out of the chicken at the moment, but she had been there like an hour, so I know she had.
So wait a minute. She had already been there an hour.
Time.
Yeah.
She went back into the line, and you were out of chicken.
Yes.
Okay. Then what happened?
Well, I had other patrons come in, and the chicken came in, and I seen her just make a mad dash toward it, and she just
All right,
got
so
knocked
other
over.
patrons are coming through the door as your server is bringing out fresh chicken.
Yes.
And
yes.
Miss
She tried
Carol
to cut
just
into the front of the line.
okay.
I
So
did
she
not.
cut in front of the other
I did
patrons.
not.
Yeah, she got knocked over.
And who were these other patrons?
Drunks.
Looked like from a local basketball team.
Coming up,
So you made a mad dash
took
so you
too
could
long.
beat them,
Yes.
and you got pushed.
Yes, I got pushed.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Christine Carroll, who is suing Bob Hill for personal injury and medical expenses.
So you made a mad dash
took
so you
too
could
long.
beat them,
Yes.
and you got pushed.
Yes, I got pushed. But
Whose fault
I
was
did
that?
a slow dash.
You did a slow dash,
Yeah,
not a
slow
mad dash.
Not a mad dash. They did the mad dash on me.
So whose fault was that, Mr. Hill?
Yes, because
Why?
he saw that we were at capacity. Why would you let them in? Because they came out, they were making a lot of noise at the door. I heard them from outside before the door even opened.
Who said you were at capacity? Were you at capacity, Mr. Hill?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, you were.
Is the food that good?
Yeah, yes, because
Yes,
she's
it
a
is.
And you
red.
had been there over an hour and hadn't had your fried chicken
Well,
for the
I
day.
was waiting for the chicken. He knows I like the chicken.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows a lot of people like it. That's why he serves
But
it.
I'm not greedy. I just waited my turn.
But,
went up to the-
when you saw this crowd coming in, you were trying to get ahead of them, though, right?
Well, I saw how big they were. I knew they was going to eat more chicken than me.
Once you failed, did you see her fall?
Your Honor, I did see her fall, but I
And did you
feel
see
like
anybody step on her or step
I
over?
didn't see anybody step on her now. Come
Now,
on.
once she fell, what did you do?
I went over to assist her, and I asked her if she needed medical attention. She said, no, I'm okay. I'm a little bit of pain, but I don't need to go to the doctor.
So you refused the medical attention?
I was embarrassed, Your Honor. I really was. I had to get out of there.
You felt the pain.
I felt it. Yeah, I felt a lot.
So
of
where's
it.
your proof that you went to the chiropractor?
Right here.
Do you have insurance in your facility?
Yes, I do.
$40?
No, Your Honor. I had to go there for 3 months, and I had to go twice a week. And every visit,
This the evidence you presented to me now.
every visit was $40.
No, you presented evidence to me and says I have the bill and it says $40.
Well, that's not all of it. I have more.
Where is it? Bring it to me. Show it to me.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
Even though it was not your fault that she was trampled in your place of business by your patrons, and it wasn't really her fault either. So at that point, you should at least turn it into your insurance company and pay the medical expense. But all she's presented is $40, so I'm going to order you to pay $40. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $40.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $40.
I don't think the judgment was fair. I still didn't get what I wanted.
I'm sorry you got hurt, but you're always welcome back at Bob's.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.